All right, let's jump right in. Today, we're going to break down a really powerful weekly routine called the Saturday Audit. It's a whole system, and it's built on this fascinating idea that the key to winning in the market isn't just about what you do from Monday to Friday, but actually how you prepare before the week even kicks off. Let's see what this is all about.
So, let me ask you something. Does this sound familiar? You've had the weekend, you feel prepped, the week is totally fresh, but somehow Monday just turns into this consistent money loser. It's so common, right? Well, the system we're looking at today says the real reason for this has almost nothing to do with the market itself. It's all about something else entirely.
And that's what this whole system calls the Monday problem. It's this predictable and frankly really costly cycle where our weekend habits are directly fueling our weekday losses. And apparently, it all starts with a huge split in our mindset.
And this is where that split gets crystal clear. The system points out two kinds of people. First, you've got the weekend warrior. This is the person who's out celebrating a life that, well, they haven't even built yet. And then on the other side, you have the sovereign CEO, who uses the weekend to actually build a permanent legacy. The core problem, as you can probably guess, starts right there.
Okay, so you've got that weekend warrior mentality. What's the damage? Well, it leads to this concept called dopamine debt, and it's the hidden price you pay for your weekend choices.
And get this, because this is the core idea that I think is so fascinating. The argument is that those Monday losses, they aren't because the market is tough. The problem is internal. We're starting the week with, and I'm quoting here, a fried brain.
So what exactly fries the brain? It's that relentless weekend chase for cheap dopamine hits. You know what I'm talking about. Endlessly scrolling social media, late nights out, completely wrecking your sleep schedule. It all adds up to just total mental depletion by the time Monday rolls around.
This is where we get to a really important idea in this system, decision capital. Think of it like a gas tank for your brain. It's the finite mental energy you need to make sharp, disciplined decisions. And every one of those cheap weekend dopamine hits, it's just draining that tank, leaving you running on fumes Monday morning. And when that tank is empty, totally bone dry, what happens then? You turn into what the system calls a revenge addict. At that point, you're not trading a strategy anymore. You're just impulsively and emotionally trying to win back the money you blew over the weekend. You're making purely undisciplined moves.
Okay, that's the problem. It sounds pretty grim, right? So what's the fix? Well, the source proposes this highly structured 1-hour routine. It's designed specifically to counteract that dopamine debt and rebuild your decision capital. And it's called the Saturday Audit Protocol. So what does this audit actually look like? Well, it's broken down into 3 super clear parts. You've got the L for your loss analysis, the W for your win verification, and then the final critical step, which is called the mirror grade. First up, the L analysis. And this one is tough, I'm not gonna lie. It's about looking your losses right in the eye. You go back through every single losing trade from the week. You don't hide. The whole point is to find the pattern. Were you getting in too early? Did you keep moving your stop loss? You're trying to identify that recurring mistake, what the source calls the ghost in your system.
Then we move on to the W verification. Now you might think looking at your wins is the easy part, but there's a huge catch here. The question you have to ask is, did this win come from my discipline plan, or was it just pure dumb luck? The system is really clear about this. A lucky win is dangerous. So you only count the victories that followed your rules perfectly.
And that leads us to the final and honestly the most game-changing part of this whole thing, the mirror grade. This step completely flips the script on what success even means. The metric you're using isn't your P&L, it's your level of discipline. And this right here, this is where the magic happens. Let's break it down. Let's say you made $5,000, but you broke every single one of your rules to get it. According to the audit, that week is a failure. But on the other hand, what if you lost $500, but you followed your plan perfectly? That is graded as a win. It's a complete shift in focus, from the outcome to the process.
So what's the big idea tying all this together? It's something called the discipline over profit rule. It's the core philosophy that consistently following your process is infinitely more valuable than any single lucky result. There's this one line from the source that just hits the nail on the head. It says, "The audit is where the money is actually made. The chart is just where we collect it." In other words, the real work, the real value is in the preparation and the review. The trading part, that's just the final execution. But it goes even deeper than that.
This whole practical system, it's actually built on a much bigger philosophical idea that the system calls the stewardship of time. And to really ground this concept, the source points to this specific passage from Ephesians. It's all about making the best use of your time. This reframes your time, especially your weekend, not as something to be killed or wasted, but as this incredibly precious, non-renewable resource. Think about it like this. Time is a seed. The system uses this powerful metaphor. When you plant your Saturdays in the soil of discipline, of honest review, you get to harvest abundance and clarity on Monday. It's a direct return on how you choose to invest your time.
So there you have it, the whole framework. And the message here is crystal clear. This isn't just some interesting theory. It's a practical, step-by-step protocol. And your first audit? It shouldn't wait. It should start now.
So, at the end of the day, it really boils down to this one question. It's a choice, right? A choice between proactive discipline and reactive, painful consequence. So the question is, will you audit your life, or will you just let the market audit you?